What's up, guys? It's Dr. Jim. I am your CBD expert, your natural healthcare expert, and your worldwide virtual health coach. And I want to welcome you to tonight's live. Tonight's topic, listen, I hope you get some serious value out of it. It's very, very personal to me. And I hope there's somebody out there that knows what I'm talking about, that maybe feels how I felt, knows what I've gone through, and I hope this just touches at least one person. Because one of the things that I know that it's more important to reach the people that count than count the people you reach. And so I'm just hoping this really touches somebody. So welcome to tonight's live. When you get in, please put down in the comments where you're getting in from and whether you're watching it live, so you're getting the full energy of Dr. Jim, or you're getting it on the replay. But either way, I'm glad you're here tonight. You're going to get the same energy whether you see it live or on the replay. But tonight's topic, it's really personal to me. This is my personal testimonial about CBD oil, and I kind of prefaced it with, or subtitled it with this, is how does a 46-year-old clubfoot chiropractor run a 10-mile trail race? All right. So, so what I want to start with is, because this is going to be the part that's probably going to be connected with you a little bit, but how many people out there, put some hearts or some loves or likes, how many people out there have joint pain? Maybe it's your knees, maybe it's a shoulder, maybe it's your feet, your ankles. Well, listen, that is something that I know so much about that, a lot of people don't know, but because I don't tell a lot of people, but I was born with club feet. Now, I think in order to really understand that is because I hear people all the time, I'll say, oh yeah, I had club feet. They go, oh yeah, me too. And I look at them, I'm like, but you look really totally normal. I don't think you had club feet, or at least not the kind that I had. So club feet is a significant congenital deformity of the feet, where the feet both turn down like this, they crink up like that, and then they turn all the way back in like that. Now, 50% of the people that are born with club feet are lucky enough, like I was, to have it on both feet. Now, what comes along with that, and what I experienced was multiple surgeries. Before, I had my last one in 4th grade, but I had multiple surgeries. I was in casts most of my childhood, braces. I had to wear special shoes. I had the kind of brace where they crank your feet out like that, and my mom still has dents in her shins from where I would swing my legs as a baby and crack her in her shins. But I had, all these surgeries, all these casts, all these braces. I had to go to school, in elementary school, and wear like those brown, ugly orthopedic shoes. And, this is back in the day where you go to gym class and they wouldn't let you participate if you didn't have sneakers. And I was, I'd forget, and I'd have on my brown orthopedic shoes, and I couldn't do gym class. But, it was, my parents were the very, very best, that they were never, ever, ever going to let that interfere with anything that I ever wanted to do. So even though I literally went to kindergarten in a wheelchair with casts up to both of the tops of my hips, and at 5 years old I had to learn how to walk again. I understand it, okay? So if but the story keeps going. So my parents never let that ever be anything that would stop me. And so I went on, I played sports. I played soccer in high school. I wrestled in high school. I played tennis in high school. I wasn't very good, but I played it anyway. I did get a letter. Not good at all. Like 3rd doubles, maybe the worst you could have been. But I played. And my parents said, you can do anything you want. And so I did everything I could, and I did that. But this is what happened. By my my senior year of high school, I'm going out for soccer, and I'd started limping a lot. And I went to the doctor, and he's like, man, your foot, your ankle, they're demolished already. You're 17 years old, and if you keep running on it, you're not going to walk normal when you're 25. And so 25 seemed pretty close at the time, so I changed. So my senior year of high school, I moved from playing in the field in soccer till I just became the goalie. I was pretty darn good at it. And during wrestling practice, when everyone else was running the hallways, I had to sit on I got on a stationary bike, and instead of running laps with everybody, I had to do the bicycle. Literally, my senior year of high school was the very last time I had ever done any running, okay? And fast forward over time to the point where by the time I was in college, I had nightly ankle pain. My knees were hurting. It was literally driving me crazy. And this was back before I went natural. So I was literally taking Advil like it was vitamin A. All right. Well, as I moved along, I got older. I went to chiropractic school. I got into natural healthcare, so I cut out vitamin A or the Advil, and I really started looking for natural solutions and change. And but I still couldn't run. I wouldn't do any of that. But fast forward to maybe I'm 40 years old and I'm just fat and out of shape, and my joints hurt and my ankles hurt and my knees hurt and all this. And I went gluten-free. And I changed my eating style, and it made a world of difference. It cut my inflammation down. It did amazing things for me. So I highly encourage anybody, listen, I'm releasing a program here in a couple days that is going to affect your eating style and add it all together with CBD oil. I highly recommend getting it if you're dealing with joint pain and inflammation, because it's a huge part of the thing. But listen, I did that. It changed. It really helped, but I still couldn't run. I mean, if I'd gone 200 yards, it would hurt. I was up at night. I couldn't sleep. These things were happening all the time. So eventually, I meet these guys, F3. They may have it in your area. I highly recommend it if you're a guy. It's an outdoor boot camp workout. And I started working out with these guys. And the very first time I went with them, I literally couldn't run 100 yards. And, and then I would limp around for a week, and then I'd go work out with them again. And eventually I got better, stronger, faster. But this is it. I finally got up to the point I could probably run like 3.5 miles, but always about that point, that was my limit. And then my joint would start to shut down. Other than that, I felt great. But listen, this is what happened. That's where I was. Now, fast forward, June 22nd this year, my 46th birthday, I purchased my very first CBD oil. All right? Now, I want you to know something. I purchased it ultimately to help all of my patients. But I saw an opportunity that it could possibly help me as well. So I bought CBD oil, and I bought a relief cream. All right? And I started using, really I only used the CBD oil mostly, and the relief cream as needed. But I started using CBD oil about the beginning of July when I got my first order. Now, what I started to know about a month or so later is I got to my 3-mile mark of running, and I could keep going. My foot, my ankle were not killing me anymore. I could keep going. And then I got to a month later, and I got to 4 miles and 5 miles. And then I'm like, wait a minute, how can I do, I feel like I could go even further. And so in December, just yesterday, there's a 10-mile trail run here in Virginia called the Bear Creek 10-miler. It's a pretty intense trail run. And this is why I picked it. When I was a kid, my dad, and if I get emotional, I apologize. But my dad put on something called the Nokesville Day 10-miler. It was a race in our town. He put it on. The Marines from Quantico would come over and run in it. And the first time I remember him setting up for it, I was in a wheelchair. And I just remember thinking to myself, God, I was never ever going to be able to do that race. And, all right, I'm going to get it together. All right, and I just never thought I'd ever be able to do something like that. And fast forward to now. This is why this 10-miler is so important to me. 46 years old, with the help of diet changes, chiropractic care, CBD oil, both oral and everything on my joints. Yesterday, For the first time in my life, I was able to run 10 miles. God. And it is life-changing for me. So I'm probably going to cut tonight short because this is ridiculous. I don't know why I got so emotional, other than I always wanted to be able to run 10 miles. And, you know, and my dad died when I was 12. So this was my Mount Kilimanjaro. This was a big deal to me. So I apologize for getting emotional. It's ridiculous, but I just want people to know out there, if you're struggling, if you're having problems, if you've got joint pain, if you've got inflammation, listen, the disclaimer is this: I don't know if it's going to work for you the way it worked for me. We don't diagnose or treat or cure any specific disease or condition, but I want you to know this: if you're struggling and you have joint pains and you can't sleep at night because of it, and you want better, listen, man, this CBD oil can change your life. It changed my life, and I'm so excited. It's one of the best things that I've ever done for myself, for my patients, and I just highly recommend you get it. I get a very awesome oil. If you want to know what I take, please message me and I'll tell you what I take. I'll send you a link so you can order from me. If someone else sent you this, please get with them. They can do the same thing. But I just want you to know that this has the ability to change your life. You may do things right now, like in a month from now, that you never, ever, ever thought were possible again. Okay? It can change your life. So I just want you to know that. Wow. Why does it change your life? Why does CBD oil change your life? Well, in my case, it's because it has an insane amount of anti-inflammatory impact. It helps regulate your immune system, so those inflammatory cytokines, so anything that ends in itis is reduced. And so it literally helps keep the inflammation in my feet, my ankles down, so that I can compete. I literally took my dropper, about 15-20 minutes before I ran, and put on the cream. I ran, I came back, I put more underneath my tongue and put some on my ankles, and was I a mess today? 100%. But I'm going to tell you this, I wouldn't change it for the world. This was my North Pole. This was my mountaintop. I climbed it, I did it. It's one of the most satisfying things I've ever done. But I just want you to know, God, every time, it can change your life. So I highly recommend you do it. I apologize, guys. This is a totally different kind of live than I've ever done. I'm sorry I couldn't keep it together. But I hope it touches you in some way. If you're struggling, if you've got pains, if you can't sleep, if you got diabetes, if you got inflammation, if you've got IBS, all the things that you're struggling with right now, CBD oil has an impact across so many things in your body. It could literally help change your life right now. So I highly recommend it. Message me or the person who sent you this video for what I recommend. And this is what I want you to know, because I know there are people just like me that want to do something out there that are struggling. If you want to be on my team and help me help somebody else, help somebody else out there that came back from Iraq and has PTSD or has joints from an exploding IED. Those are the people I want to help. If you want to help them, message me. You can get on my team, get on somebody else's team there as well. I apologize if you didn't get the announcement for the live tonight. I got to tell you, man, we had technical difficulties at my house. My wife's probably thrown her MacBook out the window at this point, or any computer, doesn't matter. She was out of control about it, but it's really important. We can make a big change in people's lives. So please message me or get with whoever's saying this video. And if there's other things you'd like to know about, videos you'd like me to do in the future, also put those in the comments. That should be important. I don't know if this is going to be possible, but because we had so many technical difficulties. But if you notice, you didn't get an announcement about my live technical difficulties. But if you want to be notified in the future, you may be able to put yes in the comments, and it may connect you with this so that we can do that in the future. But I just thank you guys for just taking your time to listen to this to me. Also know that the program I've been hyping, the one I've been talking about, metabolic changes, inflammation, high blood pressure. Once again, we don't treat anything specific, but if you want to make a change in those areas where we're going to use CBD oil, we're going to use specific eating styles and foods, and we're going to use specific supplements on top of that. If you want to make a total metabolic health transformation, inflammation change to your body, stay tuned. It is literally about to happen. I just recorded about 10 videos for it before this video. We are, once again, technically looking through everything to try to get it all done. You will be seeing an announcement from me very, very soon in the next couple days about when the program is launching. It's going to be a game changer. Game changer. So please, everybody, stay tuned for that. Message me if you need help with your CBD oil or who sent this to you. But this is important because what I did this weekend, there's a couple ways that happens. One is you got to have people that love you and believe in you. My parents never ever let me quit. My wife has supported me and loved me through everything. And you know what? I have a 10-year-old son that I want to be an example for. That no matter what gets in your way, no matter what's out there, doesn't matter. You can beat it. You can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. You can overcome anything. So just like I tell my son every day before he goes to school, be your very best today. Hashtag never, ever, ever quit. And if no one's ever told you this, I believe that God wants the very, very best for you. And I believe the day that you believe that, it's going to change your life forever, the way it did mine. Love and God bless.